Now let's meet the lineups for this afternoon's contest. First to visitors from Western Oregon, number 2, Aubrey Stanton. Number 4, Sarah Crowell. Number 7, Emily Olson. Number 8, Lauren Smith. Number 9, Emily West. Number 14 is Sophie Matlock. The starters for Western Oregon: a sophomore outside hitter, number 3, Isabel Herleman. A freshman middle blocker, number 5, Bella McClellan. A junior middle blocker, number 6, Delaney Smith. A freshman setter, number 10, Lainey O'Neill. A sophomore defensive specialist, number 11, Carly Cox. Sophomore middle blocker, number 12, Mackenzie York. And your libero is a senior wearing number 1, Allie Spear. Western Oregon is coached by Stacy Metro. Stacy is assisted by Tracy Stevenson. Now let's meet the lineup for the Western Washington University Vikings. Wearing number 3, Anna Marisic. Number 5, Kylie Hanrud. Number 8, Tupu Lalogo. Number 11, Gabby Kempley. Number 14, Sophie Carter. Number 17, Tess Biscup. Number 20, Janae Payne. And number 21, Kate Wick. Now, your Viking starters: a sophomore setter, number 6, Malia Aliaga. A senior outside hitter, number 9, Allison Davenport. A junior middle blocker, number 12, Chloe Ritzesender. A junior middle blocker, number 13, Olivia Fairchild. A sophomore outside hitter, number 18, Callie Heilborn. A junior outside hitter, number 22, Gabby Gunterman. And the Vikings libero is a sophomore wearing number 1, Casey Woodruff. The Vikings are coached by Diane Flick-Williams, and Diane is assisted by James Suck. Fans, game time!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Sorry, I take that back. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Week 2 Court on the campus of Western Washington University for the third match of 3 in these last 2 days between Western Oregon and Western Washington University. I'm Sean Church alongside Ben Bagley. The Vikings winning both matches in the last 2 days in straight sets. Ben, take the audience into a little overview of what exactly happened in these 2 matches.
So far in the season, Vikings here are 2-0, 2 straight sweeps over the Wolves. Wolves are 0-4. They have been swept in every match thus far. The first game yesterday, the Wolves really started off strong and scored less and less points in each set as we moved along. And today was kind of the opposite. We had an earlier game this morning at 10 a.m. And you mentioned earlier, you said good evening. That one was a good morning. Kind of odd to have volleyball that early, but we had some fun with it. And in that game, Western Oregon started off pretty slow. The first set, Vikings won 25-9. The last set was much closer, a 25-22 victory. Offensively, for the Vikings to start this young year, it has been all about Callie Heilborn. She leads the team with 22 kills, and defensively, it's been about the junior middle blocker, Olivia Fairchild, 10 blocks through the first 2 matches.
And first serve underway here as Western Oregon started it out. Rally going on, Aliaga over the Ritzesender, and it deflects and goes out of bounds, so point Western. Western's up 1-0 as Olivia Fairchild replaces Casey Woodruff.
Take a look here at Ritzesender as the ball comes over. The set going to the outside pin, smacking it down. Classic way for the Vikings to start off a match.
And Ritzesender with the serve on the attack. Heilborn digs it out. Aliaga over the Gutterman. Vikings up 2-0. Gutterman with the kill.
Gabby Gunterman right now is second on the team in kills. A little bit, her hitting percentage, I should say, a little bit lower than she's used to. Right now hitting at just about 0.4%.
And Ritzesender is going to serve once more. And that one is blocked by Aliaga. Dug out by Lulogo, Aliaga. Over to Heilborn, and she comes away with the kill. 3-0 Vikings lead early.
First 3 kills for the Vikings have been by Ritzesender, Gunterman, and Heilborn. If those 3 get started early, this could be a quick match.
And a good serve by Ritzesender. And somehow, some way, Vikings get the point. Olivia Fairchild looks like she may have mishit that ball, but she did enough of it to get it through.
Certainly not the intended hit at all by Fairchild. It seemed to go off the side of her hand. Almost an awkward hit, but the point regardless.
Something we might not see from the untrained eye. As a crowd, and by crowd, I mean Western bench goes crazy because Ritzesender dug out a ball.
Man, we have no fans here in Carver Gymnasium right now due to health and safety protocols. Watch this dig by Ritzesender right there.
Oh.
I guess that was the play before it was the dig. That was the point by Mackenzie York. But to my point, this Carver Gym, it is still rocking. These teams are fired up.
Well, both teams, anytime they make a great play or point, the whole squad goes crazy, and that's awesome to see, providing their own kind of energy. Which they did anyway, even with the crowd, but even more so without it, as Gunnerman hits it over. A great dig. Fairchild
that was a
reacts, and then Aliaga hits it out of bounds, so point Western Oregon. They've had 2 straight points now.
I was going to say that was a great dig by Gunterman. Just nabbed it off her right arm, very out of position. Dig went just a bit too far to be playable.
And Heilborn with the attack. Right there for the block. And the net is shaking. And it looks like they will get them. So that was a 4-hit ball, 4-hit rally right there.
Let's count them up. That should be 2. Or I guess
So
happened right before. Do you want to take it away, Sean?
Yeah, on that block, what it shows right there is on that attempted block, it didn't actually get over the net, so it was a 4-hit rally. Or at least I assume so, because the rest were holding up a 4 number.
I fully believe you.
Point Western Oregon. They're down 5-3.
Confirmation, it was officially ruled a ball handling error by Malia Aliaga on the extra hit.
And service error right there, 6-3, Vikings lead.
Errors have really been plaguing this Western Oregon team. 28 attack errors in the first game, along with a good number of service errors as well.
A good dig by Heilborn, 50-50 ball. And great job by Western Oregon to put it away. They're down 2.
When you look at this Western Oregon squad, we take a look here on the play that got the Wolves a point right over the top.
That was Lauren Smith. Good serve by Western Oregon. Aliaga, Gutterman for the Heilborn, and that one is dug out. Lauren Smith gets it blocked, but that one goes out of bounds. Point Western Oregon, and it is 6-5, Western leads.
And as I was saying about this Wolves team, they're very, very young. Just 2 juniors, 1 senior on this roster. They're showing tons of talent. You certainly cannot fault their talent or skill level at all. Just too many errors. The reason that the Vikings have been so on top of the series so far, just committing much less errors and faults than the Wolves are.
Aubrey Stanton tries to dump it over, and it doesn't quite get over the net. So point Vikings. Vikings lead 7-5.
Watch the attempted, almost backhand tip. Would have been quite a fancy kill.
And that one, again, doesn't get over the net. So point Vikings. Vikings lead 8-5. Casey Woodruff is going to serve once more.
You can see it for the Wolves here, just needing to clean up their offense just a bit. Making good contact just into the net. Good contact, just not not as good placement right now.
Woodruff. Gunnerman out of system play over the Heilborn. That's good defense by Western Oregon, followed by great offense by Lauren Smith. She puts it away. Western Oregon down by 2.
Woodruff tried to get down to dig this one out, but the kill by Lauren Smith too strong. The outside hitter there. Woodruff, full extension, couldn't quite get there.
Now in the match, Carly Cox, she serves, and she gets the serve ace. She found the middle of the court, Ben. We've talked about that on, and how she places it, you could see it was tough.
Directly in the middle, the one place that it seemed like nobody could get it. Great placement there.
Gunnerman on the attack, and she puts it away. Power of Gunnerman, the experience, and Vikings are up 9-7.
Coming into this game, just in the warm-ups, we watched the Gunterman replay here. Warming up were the pin hitters for the Vikings. It was Gunterman, Callie Heilborn, Gabby Kepley, a freshman, and Allison Davenport. They were all on that same side that Gunterman just hit that ball from in warm-ups, and all 4 of those girls were absolutely crushing every attack attempt pregame. That's what we've been seeing here so far in this one, with Gunterman on that big kill the point before.
And Allison Davenport is going to serve again. Vikings up 10-7. On the attack, great block. And it looks like that was blocked by Ritzesender or Aliaga.
Aliaga and Ritzesender both getting credit for the block assist here, both going up, putting the Vikings on top by 4. Timeout here on the floor. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on Vikings TV.
Quality food brings people together. So we continue to provide the best and freshest food available. Every day, we reach out, finding the best producers right here in our backyard. At Hagen, we partner with passionate local producers, farmers, and fishers to find you the best sustainable, fresh, and organic food. Hagen, Northwest Fresh since 1933.
Welcome to our busy world, where we all want more energy, but with less carbon footprint. That's why at BP, we're working to make energy that's cleaner and better. We're producing cleaner burning natural gas and solar and wind power. And wherever your day takes you, we have advanced fuels for a better commute. And we're developing ultra-fast charging technology for EVs. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere, so we can all keep advancing.
And welcome back to Weeku Court on the campus of Western Washington University for this GNAC battle between Western Oregon and Western Washington. Vikings up 11-7 here in the first set. Third match of 3 in 2 days between these two squads. Vikings sweeping both matches yesterday and this morning. And we're here in the first set, and Vikings have the lead by 4 as Gunnerman puts it away. Vikings up 12-7.
On the replay here, you'll see a really nice fake by Ritzesender right there off the Malia Aliaga set. Kind of froze the defense for just a second, allowing Gabby Gunterman, to go up and get that big kill on the outside.
And Davenport continues the serve. Can't handle that attack by Western Oregon. They get the point. They're down 4 now, and they will serve.
Last kill there for the Wolves was by Bella McClellan. Her first kill of the match. Leading the Wolves right now, Lauren Smith with 4 kills.
Lauren Smith, sophomore. But serving for them is the lone senior, Allie Spear. Heilborn on the attack, and she finds that middle of the court. And a good effort by Carly Cox to try to dig that one out, but it definitely hit the ground. Point Vikings, 13-8.
Heilborn, just about as simple as you could put it over. Not a lot of power, not a lot of spin, just a nice little rainbow shot and drops in.
And that one off the backboard, which we just learned is not in play. Wall not in play, ceiling in play. So Gunnerman gets a service ace, and the Vikings are up 14-8.
In the front line right now for the Vikings is Heilborn and Ritzesender, two very good blockers.
The logo, Aliaga, over to Heilborn, and she puts it through. And that is very, very hard to defend, Ben.
And what a tough angle. You'll see Heilborn take this angle here so tight. Going up on the pin. Nobody there. Breaking the ankles of her defender. Vikings lead 15-8. Some early leaders for the Vikings. Heilborn with 3 kills. Gunterman with 3. Olivia Fairchild has 2. Heilborn also leading the way with 3 digs. Vikings hitting at a percentage of .429 right now. Wolves just 130. 3 attack errors for the Wolves, none yet for the Vikings. Western also has 2 aces. Wolves have 1.
And like we mentioned before, third of 3 matches here in 2 days. Different kind of schedule here for the GNAC for this spring season. A lot more double headers, a lot more consistent matches happening back to back, even if it's not a doubleheader. Only a few teams in the GNAC western part of Western Washington and Oregon. Not really traveling too far past Central Washington. And so we're out of the timeout here. 15-8. Gabby Gunnerman is gonna serve. On the attack, good dig by Woodruff, and Heilborn puts it in.
Great dig by Woodruff to start that rally.
And from this angle, I actually thought that was out. And there's going to be a challenge
Okay.
on the play.
First challenge we've gotten to see here this weekend.
Yes. And this one is not like challenges in the past. Ben, you haven't been here for these when I've been doing them by myself, but sometimes it's been difficult because the officials, they shouldn't have to, but do not let us know doing the webcast what they're challenging.
Ah.
This one's very basic. Is it in or is it out? And that's exactly what they're reviewing right now.
So we lucked out on our first video review.
Yes, definitely.
Good. Wonderful. We mentioned this in the earlier broadcast, but always worth mentioning again. Due to COVID protocols here at WWU Court, everything's a little bit shuffled. We'll take a look here at that Heilborn attempt. I don't know, Sean. That looks mighty close to the back line to me.
You know, that might not be enough evidence to overturn it, even if it was, but even then, it might be enough evidence to...
I mean, that shot right there.
To confirm the call on the court that it was in. I do not blame Western Oregon for challenging this play, though, because honestly, from my angle, it looked like it was out.
So looking like Heilborn's kill will stand. I do mention, due to COVID protocols here at WWU Court, some of the officials are on the opposite side of the webcast team, so we're not always able to get the official word right away.
And they're coming up with the official ruling here. Again. And the call on the field, call on the court, so used to saying that, call on the field. Call on the court stands. But we saw our first replay in 3 games here. 3 matches, rather.
You know what I think should be a universal rule is in football, how the coaches have that red challenge flag to throw out? I think every coach in every sport should have a red challenge flag.
I think everybody should just have a red challenge flag for everything.
Just in life?
Yes.
Just on the daily?
If I don't agree with you, I just throw a flag at you. Gunnerman on the serve. On the attack. Good defense by Western. And not great defense again. Aliaga out of system play. Well, actually not out of system play. And she puts it away. Heilborn gets the kill, 17-8.
How about Malia Aliaga on that one? 2 stuffs in a row. Then coming over, the pass, the set to Heilborn. Easy kill.
Gunnerman with the serve. Great dig. Great effort by Western. Western Oregon with the point.
Gabby Gunterman had the first touch on that one. Tupu Lologo tried to keep it in play, could not. Vikings still with an 8-point lead here.
And serving now, Aubrey Stanton. Aliaga dumps it over. Great job. Great reaction by Allie Spears. She sends it long, but ultimately Aliaga with the dump, up 18-9.
Last 2 points Vikings have scored on offense have been all about Malia Aliaga. First, a nice set to Halborn there, doing it herself.
And Ritza Sender with the serve on the approach and the attack. Put away by Isabel Hurleman. Western Oregon now down 8.
Aliaga and Fairchild trying to get the block there, sneaking through the defense. Aliaga not too pleased with herself for letting that one go.
And Hurleman's serve goes wide. Service error. Vikings lead 19-10. And on the attack, Mackenzie York. She gets the kill. Western Oregon down 8.
Take a look here at York going up, splitting the defenders.
Fairchild and Davenport right there, but she got right in between them with the kill. And now she serves. Good serve. Aliaga with the one-hand set and doesn't get it over the net. So point Western Oregon.
A little bit of some fancy work here by Aliaga, the one-handed set. Nice stuff by the Wolves.
19-12, Aliaga over to Davenport, and that one's out of bounds. So Western Oregon, 3 straight points, trying to climb their way back into this set. As number 12, Mackenzie York, serves again.
Davenport missing on that one. She has no kills now and 2 errors.
Aliaga with a Fairchild. Dug out by Western Oregon. On the attack, Lauren Smith. Aliaga cross court to Heilborn. And good defense, but that one goes out. Good defense by Isabel Hurleman. But the Vikings with the point, they're up 20-13.
So tough to defend here. Heilborn, just so much power. Pretty tough to get on top of one of her spikes. She gets in there for the kill.
And on the attack, and it looks like Gunnerman gets the block, and she's screaming. Very pumped up here. Vikings up 21-13.
So after 3 straight points from the Wolves, 2 straight here from the Vikings, 4 away from a set 1 victory.
Heilborn's serve just gets over the net. That one goes wide on the attack. 22-13, Vikings lead. They're 3 points away from taking this first set here at home.
Heilborn, is serving. She already has 6 kills in this match.
And another serve that just gets over the net. Weird angle, but that's 4 hits. Vikings with the point. They're up 10 now, 23-13, and Heilborn's going to serve once more.
6 attack errors now from the Wolves. That last one credited to Lauren Smith.
And Heilborn serves. That one, they had some weird movement to it. Didn't look like had a lot of rotation, and I've said it numerous times here on the broadcast about it.
Almost sideways rotation, almost like a screwball.
Another one with weird rotation for set point. Heilborn with the dig. Aliaga back to Heilborn. Good defense by Spear. Ooh. And that one, point Western Oregon, but it looked like Western Washington almost ran into each other trying to dive for the ball, so luckily nothing happened there.
4 Vikings ended up on the floor trying to get it. None of them even came close.
Aliaga over to Fairchild, and she puts it away.
How's that to end a set?
And that was powerful, and the Vikings win set number 1, 25-14. We'll be back with set number 2 after this break. Don't go away on Vikings TV.
Campus to Campus is a beautiful reciprocal relationship that's really centered on how to support young students to see themselves in a different kind of way and see the possibilities for their future.
Allie was one of our first mentors. A lot of people have believed in me along the way, Allie being one of them. She's always inspired me. Now I'm at Western, actually going to college.
It's changing lives for the young students that we work with, and it's changing lives for the mentors who work with them.
Hagen, Northwest Fresh.
And welcome back to WWU Court on the campus of Western Washington University for this GNAC battle between Western Oregon and Western Washington. We are on the third of 3 matches in 2 days, as you can see some replays from the first set. Vikings came out on top in the first set, and they've won all 7 sets played so far in these 3 days. And we're going to go to Ben for some first set stats. There we go. Yes, as we're watching some highlights. First set stats, Ben, take it away.
You can see on the replay, what are we seeing here? We're seeing block, 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 Gabby Gunterman kill, Callie Heilborn kill. And that's about how it's been going for the Vikings. Heilborn with 6 kills, Fairchild and Gunterman each with 3. Vikings really dominating that first set, 25-14. Vikings hitting 367. They also had 4 aces. 6 errors for the Wolves, just 10 kills for them. Heilborn also with 14 total attacks. Nobody else in the Vikings has more than 5. For the Wolves right now, leading the way is Lauren Smith. 4 kills, 11 total attacks. Herleman has 3 kills on her 11 total attacks. So far, the Vikings against the Wolves this weekend, 7 sets, 7 Viking victories.
Second set here in match number 3 underway.
It is worth mentioning that now over the last 3 years, including this season, it's over the last 4 years, the Vikings in conference play are 59-3. You talk about a national powerhouse. This Vikings team, this Vikings program, year in, year out for the last 5 years at least, has been a bona fide top 10, if not top 15 college nationally in Division II, really putting the heat on one of their division rivals here in Western Oregon.
And just showing how great the Pacific Northwest is at volleyball in general. When you go by high school, you go by college. The West Coast and specifically Pacific Northwest is one of the best, if not the best, regions in the nation for volleyball, and you see it year in, year out.
And Coach Flick Williams famously only recruits from Washington. All of these girls are from the Washington circuit, most of them near the Seattle circuit, so they've all played against each other growing up, and it really just makes for competitive practice, competitive play, and all-around better volleyball.
You have girls coming from University Place, Auburn, Ferndale, Burien, Federal Way. It goes across the board. All of Washington, but only Washington you see on this squad. As Aliaga service air into the net, point Western Oregon. It is tied at 1. Gunnerman, Aliaga, back to Gunnerman. That one dug out. Dug out by Woodruff, Aliaga. Over to Davenport, and that's a good block by Western Oregon. Gunnerman. Over to Heilborn, taps it over, and this is a good rally, both squads. Out of system play as Fairchild sets it over to Davenport, and they put it away, so Fairchild gets the rare assist on that play. The Vikings up 2-1.
Strong kill by Davenport here. Watch Malia Aliaga, who was standing right next to Davenport. She almost fainted like she was going to go for the attack. Obviously, she did not, as she's the setter. But just that little extra movement seemed to freeze the Wolves just a little bit to allow Davenport a little bit more space.
And when you see those out-of-system plays happen where players like Olivia Fairchild get assists when they're used to getting kills and digs, you see the whole crowd go crazy. As Western Oregon with the block, it is tied here at 2. Service. And it goes out. So another service error. Vikings up 3-2.
3 service errors now for the Wolves in the match. Vikings with 1 service error and 4 aces.
Woodruff with the serve, and on the attack, Lauren Smith. Somehow the Vikings keep it alive on this rally. On the attack, great placement by Western Oregon with the kill, Bella McClellan.
Woodruff is laughing to herself here. Watch, the ball was coming right at her head like a heat-seeking missile. Just ducked and dove out of the way. Got a good laugh out of that one. I'm pretty sure Coach Flick Williams was chuckling at her as well.
And Davenport, powerful kill. Vikings up 4-3.
Davenport now with 2 kills here in the set. Winding up, smacking it down. Vikings leading 4-3 here.
And Tupu Lalogo in the game now for Western. Great job to keep it alive by the Vikings somehow. But they're going to get Lalogo for the double hit. So we're tied here at 4. Here in the second set, Vikings 25-14 first set. In the last 2 matches, sweeping Western Oregon yesterday and this morning. As Carly Cox is going to serve the sophomore as Heilborn saves it somehow. And that's going to be point Western Oregon as Cox will get the service ace. And Western Oregon up 5-4.
Western Oregon, I believe, taking their first lead of the match. Their first lead of the match in the game earlier today did not come until the 3rd set. Vikings tie it back up.
And Ritzesender with the floater. You can see on this replay, Ben, perfect placement.
To recognize the hole in that defense, saw that there was nobody covering right behind the blockers, and just pumped it right over them.
Gabby Gunnerman with the serve on the attack. Hurleman was on that attack as Aliaga hits it over to Heilborn, and that one dug out by Spear. Cross court to Hurleman, dug out by Lalogo. Somehow Aliaga's right there, and Lalogo tries to put it away. Good defense again. Hurleman hits it long, but it was deflected. So point Western Oregon, and they lead 6-5.
And good catch on that. I didn't see the deflection off the bat. Let's watch it here.
And it definitely changed directions right at the net.
That was Ritzesender and Aliaga.
And service error, unfortunate for Western Oregon. As we are tied here at 6, and Ritzesender is going to serve.
5 service errors now for the Wolves.
They're going to get the Vikings, and again, touching the net. I think it's shaken. Western Oregon up 7-6.
The down referee put up the number 6. I believe they called that on Malia Aliaga for touching the net there. Actually, the formal ruling is a block error by Olivia Fairchild.
And that is an ace Ace by Aubrey Stanton, the junior from Camas. With the high school at Camas High School. Go Paper Makers.
Is that their actual logo? Or their actual mascot?
Yes, my cousins went there, and that is their actual nickname.
That is
Paper
fantastic. Also the alma mater of former men's basketball player Trevor Jasinski.
Good to know. And Camas is right on the border. 8-7, Western Oregon with the lead. We could continue to talk about that.
Camas,
but yes,
Washington?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great little city. But we're going to instead talk about what's going on here as that one goes long, and we are tied here at 8. As Aliaga is going to serve.
Back-to-back attack errors by the Wolves, up to 9 in the match.
Knuckleball served by Aliaga, so good at that. And that one blocked. Perfect timing, but it goes out of bounds. So point Western Oregon. And then this second set, it's been back and forth.
Certainly has. Take a look here. Davenport and Fairchild going up, making contact. Just barely out of bounds. Very, very close.
Isabel Hurleman with the kill on that one. Fairchild could not get it over the net on that one. And Western Oregon with a 2-point lead.
We saw 5 lead changes and 9 ties in the third set earlier today.
And Davenport put some extra English on that one. They're down 1. Western Washington down 1.
Good spike there by Davenport with her 3rd kill of the match. 2 errors for her as well.
Heilborn with the serve. On the attack, good dig. Aliaga tries to dump it over. She's so good at that. That one goes out of bounds. Speaking of Aliaga's dumping abilities when it comes down to the second hit when she's going to set, former volleyball player Rhett Bozel was the one who really showed her not necessarily how to do it, she already knew how to do it, but to really be good at it and when to do it at the right moments. The Vikings get another point, 11-10.
Take a look at this replay here. Vikings getting the points. Fairchild. You mentioned Brett Bozel. Her little sister Brooklyn is a recent 2020 signee to the Vikings squad. She's redshirting this year.
Keeping the tradition going. Bozel, one of, I believe, 5 seniors on that 2018 squad.
What a good team that was. Abby Phelps, Bozel, Kaylee Harper. National champion runners-up. Vikings with a 2-point lead here. And you talk about legacy as well. Who's serving right now is Callie Heilborn. Her little sister, Camden, also a recruit to the Vikings. Redshirting as well this year.
Good players coming in the families.
It's funny, Coach Flick Williams was talking about Camden Heilborn. She said, well, basically, we've been scouting her since 7th grade. Callie has an older sister and a younger sister. Her older sister went on to play volleyball at New Mexico. The younger two playing for the Vikings.
And it looks like there's a challenge on the court.
Last play was a kill by Olivia Fairchild. We'll get the replay on the screen momentarily. Good time to mention the referees. Head referee is Robert Ritchie. Down referee is Heather Darrow. Line judges are Vaughn Johnson and Steve Patesh.
And I believe those were the same refs this morning, not necessarily last night, but this morning for both matches. Just like everybody else, thanking them for coming up here, doing the protocols that needs to be done, and reffing a match like this one at WWU court under these circumstances.
Especially now during these health and safety protocol times. So much thanks for these referees, whether it's the umpires for softball, referees for volleyball, basketball referees, soccer referees. It's mostly the same crew coming in and refereeing these games, and we really do thank them from the bottom of our heart from being able to referee these games with. GNAC referees tend to be, in my experience, very, very, professional and very, very good. So a big thank you to all the referees who put out all their time and hard effort to make this game possible. Referees still chatting right now. Vikings on the scoreboard, a 12-10 lead, but officially right now just an 11-10 lead as we're looking at that last play, a kill by Olivia Fairchild. See the Vikings huddle there. A lot of youth in that huddle. Woodruff, Heilborn, and Aliaga, all sophomores. Gunterman, Ritzesender, and Fairchild are all juniors. Davenport, one of the lone seniors on this roster.
Let's see what the call is. And Point Western. And that was the example that we showed that I was talking about earlier, how the first challenge was pretty basic. We knew exactly it was in and out. Absolutely no idea what happened right there. Nonetheless, Vikings up 12-10.
I had an old coach who would always call that much ado about nothing.
Coaches are still talking here.
Head coach Stacy Metro for the Wolves chatting with the official. Wolves really putting together one of their best sets of the weekend here. A 12-10 set number 2. We've seen multiple times where it's maybe been 5-3, 5-4, or close in the beginning, and the Vikings just go on a big run and blow it wide open by the time that we've had 22 points scored. This set much closer, and let's resume action.
As Heilborn serves, knuckleball serve. I mentioned that a lot during the broadcast, but a lot of these Western Washington players have that kind of serve that's very difficult to defend. As this rally goes on, another block by Fairchild. And that block was by Davenport. She puts it away. 13-10, Vikings lead.
Davenport and Fairchild going up for that block assist, both of them. There's the first one from Fairchild. And keep it rolling here. There's the second by Davenport.
And Heilborn to Fairchild with the assist attempt by Aliaga. And that one is blocked, and that one looks like it was by Fairchild. So 2 straight blocks by the Vikings, up 14-10.
That first attack by Fairchild, as I'll catch myself here.
And we're going to go to a break here. Vikings up 14-10. They lead 1-0. We'll be right back.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
And welcome back to WWU Court on the campus of Western Washington University for today's GNAC battle between Western Oregon and Western Washington. Third match of 3 here in the last 2 days. One last night, one this morning, and one this afternoon. Vikings winning the first 2 matches in straight sets. And they lead here 1-0 and 14-10 in the second set as Heilborn's going to serve for the Vikings.
3 blocks here in the second set for the Vikings, most of them by Olivia Fairchild. Vikings led the entire nation last year with 2.99 blocks per set. 3 here in the second.
And Heilborn with the service ace, up 15-10.
Heilborn, talk about a player who can do it all. A tremendous outside hitter, good blocker, and a service ace as well.
Fantastic dig game as well.
Yes, yes.
As that one goes out of bounds.
And I think a fantastic
deflected.
celebration game. Sorry to cut you off there. I was going to
Yes.
say a fantastic celebration game by Heilborn as well. One of the most animated players on this roster.
One thing we see from both squads here, no matter how the game's going, they're loving being out here. They're loving competing and getting back to the action. It's good to see. Heilborn, Aliaga, cross court to Gutterman. That's good defense by Smith on the attack. As that one deflects and goes out of bounds. So Mackenzie York gets the kill. Now Western Oregon stops the bleed a little bit.
Western Oregon right now trailing by 5. They also have 5 more attack errors than the Vikings in this set. Maybe a little bit of correlation there.
And good eyes by Gunnerman. She lets that one go. Vikings up 17-11. Woodruff with the serve. Deflected. Heilborn right there. Davenport on the kill. She puts it away. 18-11 Vikings lead here in this second set.
Davenport, really one of those players that I think defenses could forget about, especially when you have players like Heilborn and Gunterman on the court. Davenport certainly capable of doing it herself.
And on the attack, and that one blocked. It looks like that was Ritzesender. Vikings up 19-11, and Ben, you had mentioned earlier, 5th in the nation last year in blocks. She has another one right here.
Ritzesender so dominant as a middle blocker. I mentioned all the time, a little bit overshadowed last year by Kaylee Harper, another player along with Davenport who can really do it themselves.
As that one goes long, Vikings up 20-11.
And all of a sudden, I mentioned it was 12-10. I mentioned how this was a closer set. Vikings hadn't gone on that run yet. Well, all of a sudden, now it's 20-11 on that run and hoping to continue that run.
And Wolves trying to stop the bleeding a little bit. Aliaga over to Gunnerman. That one dug out. And on the attack, as that one goes long, good eyes on the Delaney Smith attack. Vikings up 21-11. And Ben, they're on a 9-1 run.
Take a look here at that last play. Just going a little long. Vikings certainly welcoming attack errors. They say thank you for the free point.
Woodruff with the serve. And another block, and this one's by Davenport. 22-11. 10-1 run for the Vikings since only leading 12-10 midway through this second set.
Davenport and Ritzesender combining on that block. Davenport's having a really nice set number 2.
Woodruff with the dig. Aliaga over to Gunnerman, and that one blocked in perfect position as that goes right into near the corner. That one looks like that was a block by Bella McClellan. So Western Oregon now down 10, 22-12.
Big point there by the Wolves, stopping the bleeding with an opportunity here to get the momentum right back.
Spear, one-handed set, just gets it over. But point Western Oregon. But it looks...
Referees chatting that it might be the point to the Vikings. You see Malia Aliaga, her foot did step over the line. I believe that's what they initially called as a point for the Wolves. One of the referees, Heather Darrow, chatting with Tupelo Logo over there, now chatting with another referee. To my naked eye, I thought they initially called Aliaga for stepping under the net, and you can see on the replay her foot definitely was on that white line.
Head referee awarded Western Oregon with the point, but then the other official awarded Western Washington with the point. So it's hard to truly know what happened.
I believe officially it is going to stay. Never mind, it's going to the Vikings. Vikings with the point there.
Out of rotation. Out of rotation penalty for Western Oregon, and that's why Western Washington got the point. 23-12. A great job by Lauren Smith to bounce back. Get the point, 23-13.
Lauren Smith there, that feels a little bit like ball don't lie, you know? He's like, okay, you're going to take away my point. Here, I'll smack it down right in your back line. And be snagging that one back with some authority. 24 total attacks for Smith, 6 kills.
Carly Cox with the serve. Nice floating serve. Aliaga over to Ritza Sender. On the attack. Halborn. Aliaga over to Gunnerman, and that one deflects and goes out of bounds. 24-13 Vikings. Set point here with Gunnerman serving.
The scoreboard currently says 24 points. The official stats program currently says 23 points for the Vikings. I believe this is set points, but be prepared if this goes to 25. There may be a slight miscommunication between the scoreboard team and official stats team, but we will get to that when we get there. Scoreboard still says set point.
Well, so far, either way, Western Oregon with the last 2 points.
Regardless of the score, Western Oregon still looking to put points on the board here.
Duly noted. A spear hits it into the net, and we will see what exactly happens here. And that is how set number 2 is going to end here. Service error by Western Oregon as Western Washington beats Western Oregon here in the second set, 25-15. And they lead 2-0. We'll be right back with the third set. Don't go away.
Quality food brings people together. So we continue to provide the best and freshest food available. Every day, we reach out, finding the best producers right here in our backyard. At Hagen, we partner with passionate local producers, farmers, and fishers to find you the best sustainable, fresh, and organic food. Hagen, Northwest Fresh since 1933.
Welcome to our busy world, where we all want more energy, but with less carbon footprint. That's why at BP we're working to make energy that's cleaner and better. We're producing cleaner burning natural gas and solar and wind power. And wherever your day takes you, we have advanced fuels for a better commute. And we're developing ultra-fast charging technology for EVs. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere, so we can all keep advancing.
Compass to Campus is a beautiful reciprocal relationship that's really centered on how to support young students to see themselves in a different kind of way and see the possibilities for their future.
Allie was one of our first mentors. A lot of people have believed in me along the way, Allie being one of them. She's always inspired me. Now I'm at Western, actually going to college.
It's changing lives for the young students that we work with, and it's changing lives for the mentors who work with them.
And welcome back to WWU Court on the campus of Western Washington University for this GNAC battle between Western Oregon and Western Washington University. Third of 3 matches in 2 days here. Vikings taking the first 2 matches in straight sets and lead 2-0. We're going into the third set in just a moment, but we're going to go to Ben Bagley for the stats from the first 2 sets. Ben, go ahead.
Looking at set number 2, Vikings with 8 kills, Wolves with 7. However, attack errors really spelled the difference. The Wolves had 11 attack errors, Vikings with just 3. And the best blocking team in the nation had 6 blocks in that last set. Take a look at some replay highlights from set number 2. Vikings now just 25 points away from 3 straight sweeps to kick off the 2021 season.
And as you can see on these replays, senior Davenport, Allison Davenport from Auburn Mountain View High School in Auburn, Washington. Been part of the program for 5 years now. Just like everyone on this squad, she redshirted.
It is one of the rules of Coach Flick Williams. Freshmen come in, redshirt.
Lainey O'Neill, the freshman, is going to serve for Western Oregon. If you talk to Diane Flick Williams, she has not always had that rule. That has been something that she's had since around 2012, 2013.
And ironically, 2012 was the first year of their NCAA tournament streak. Maybe a little bit of correlation there, getting some senior leadership.
Definitely not messing with a good way of doing things, especially these redshirt freshmen come in not as raw, and they come in and they have been a part of the program, been a part of the environment, and feel just as part of the as much as part of the team as anybody else does. They just can't play. But then they come in ready to go. Lainey O'Neill gets to serve Western Oregon up 2-0 to start this third set. As Gutterman is now, she has now put the Vikings on the board. Western Oregon up 2-1.
Watch that replay. Gabby Gunterman absolutely smoked that ball. She hits with the most power on this court by a mile.
Heilborn, Aliaga over to Gutterman. A little bit of change of pace. As Heilborn tries to put away, that one dug out. Herleman on the attack. Woodruff, Aliaga over to Gutterman, tries to push it over, and that one dug out by O'Neill. Tapped over, Woodruff, Aliaga, back to Tess Biscup.
Tess Biscup?
Tess Biscup, and she puts it away. Vikings are tied at 2.
Good job by Aliaga, pushing it behind her. Wide set. Tess Biscup with the kill there.
Stop it. As that one goes through, Western Oregon with the point. 3-2, they lead.
Last kill there by Mackenzie York. Herleman, York, and Smith, each with 6 kills for the Wolves.
And that's a good serve. She gets the ace. Allie Spear, the lone senior on the squad from Sisters, Oregon, and transfer from Concordia, Portland, Oregon, another GNAC squad. Aliaga over to Tess Biscup. Biscup puts it away, and Ben, get it in my mind. I'm trying. I don't want to say Tess Biscup. Tess Biscup with the kill there. Vikings now down by 1.
Biscup with her last 2 kills now have been off great sets by Aliaga. She's been pushing it very, very wide, allowing Biscup to have plenty of room out there.
That one is put away. Mackenzie York, the sophomore, with the kill. Western Oregon up 5-3.
Casey Woodruff almost kept this one going alive off of her shin. See the attack there? Woodruff almost was able to kick it into the air. That would be a legal volleyball play, not one that you would hardly see ever.
Another good serve by York. Woodruff just has to bump it over. And on the attack, as that one goes through, Emily Olson gets it. And Western Oregon now with a 3-point lead in set number 3. She gets it right in between Ritzesender and Gabby Gunterman.
Not going to get many balls past Ritzesender when she's trying to stuff you.
Ritzesender, that one blocked. Aliaga over the Heilborn. And she gets it right in the middle, and she gets the kill. Vikings now down by 2.
Kill from Callie Heilborn from the back row. Wolves made a nice defensive play, but the ball went awry.
Knuckleball serve again. Aliaga over to Gutterman, and she puts it away.
Goodness.
Wow. And that one.
That's stuck up there, isn't it?
We're not going to get that one back.
I don't even know how many feet in the air that is. That may be 40 feet up there in the air. Up in the top window now You can see on this replay just how far that ball bounced. It literally bounced and did not come down. It is now stuck up there, maybe permanently here in Carver Gym. Gabby Gunnerman giving the gym a little souvenir.
Service ace by Gunnerman. Western Oregon now up by 2. And yeah, I don't think we'll ever see that ball again. R.I.P. volleyball.
R.I.P. that volleyball, exactly.
As that one goes off, so Heilborn with another kill. Vikings down by 1. Fairchild in the game now.
Heilborn up to 8 kills on the game, 22 attempts, 1 error, a hitting percentage of .318. Actually, the lowest hitting percent, or second lowest hitting percentage of on the Western Vikings right now.
Fritz Sender serves. On the attack, that's Lauren Smith, the logo. Aliaga over to Gunnerman, and she puts it away. We're tied here at 7 here in set number 3.
It feels like Gabby Gunterman is gaining power as these games go along. Check her out here right in the middle of your screen. There she is, just smacking it. Another kill. This game is tied.
And she was on the squad with another powerful hitter. Probably the most powerful hitter I saw in person, Abby Phelps.
Back in 2018 when it was Phelps and Gunterman and Kaylee Harper just swinging away. That was an awesome, awesome year of volleyball.
Amongst others, as Carly Cox is going to serve here. Aliaga over to Heilborn. Deflected. Western Oregon keeps it alive. Cross court. Herleman, as that one's blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Western Oregon now 2 straight points after the Vikings tied up this game. Western Oregon up 9-7.
Malia Aliaga, the setter, really showing her defensive prowess. A number of blocks. That one went wide.
As that one goes long, 3 straight points as Gunnerman's attack goes long. Carly Cox is going to serve again. An unfortunate service error by Cox. That's always a tough thing to see when you have the momentum and then a service error happens. As Tess Biscup comes in for Tupula Logo, and Aliaga is going to serve.
We have seen quite a bit of improvement from this Western Oregon squad, though, here in match number 3. They've actually had the lead a few times. Vikings pretty much dominated throughout in the first 2 matches. Wolves hit with a little bit of life.
And off that bump, Fairchild just puts it away. Vikings with 2 straight points now. They're down by 1. Aliaga's going to serve again. Right-handed serve. On the attack, Herleman. Great kill on that play. She gets it to deflect out of bounds. And Western Oregon now up by 2 once more. Allie Spear, the lone senior, going to serve. Right-handed serve, no rotation, but a lot of English on it. As Heilborn just gets it over to net. And again, Ben, we talked about these last 3 matches, especially with Heilborn. You know exactly what she's trying to do by how her reaction is. She did not mean to do what she did, but she will rather be lucky than good.
Oh, Callie. It's all in her eyebrows and her eyes. There's so much facial expression. Even though half her face is covered with a mask, her facial expressions are just golden.
Yes, you still see it. As Woodruff gets over, they're going to get Aliaga with the touch of the net.
Was it touching the net on Aliaga, or was it a carry? Looks like it could have been either one.
I think it maybe was both.
Possibly both.
Net was shaking a little bit, but it did also look like a carry. But nonetheless, you don't get penalized twice in that matter, so go big or go home. As Biscup tries to hit it, she hits it right in the net, and Western Oregon up 13-10. And then, for the first time all weekend, Western Oregon in the position to take a set to their own as we're going to go to a timeout. Western Oregon up in this 3rd set, 13-10. We'll be right back.
Northwest Fresh.
And welcome back to WWU Court on the campus of Western Washington University, the historic Carver Gymnasium, for set number 3 of this doubleheader between Western Oregon and Western Washington. Vikings up 2-0, but Western Oregon up 13-10 here in this third set. Ben, this is the best chance Western Oregon has had to take a set all weekend.
Best chance they've had, and the way they're going to get it done is by limiting their errors from here on out. If they're able to play clean volleyball, they certainly have shown the power and skill to take a set.
And that one goes out of bounds, so Western Oregon now up by 4. And we saw little spurts of it throughout this weekend for sure, a couple of competitive sets, but for the most part, a lot of errors. But this squad in the future will be very, very talented and very good as Gutterman puts it away.
I mean, right now what's going on is on the Vikings, you see these seasoned players who've been doing this for so long. Players like Gabby Gunterman, just so much older, more experienced, a veteran player than this very, very young Wolves squad. And once these Wolves are able to mature and learn from these conference rivals like the great Vikings, they're going to be just fine.
And that's a great dig by Woodruff. Aliaga over to Gutterman. That one goes long.
Was it tipped? It was not.
And it looks like Flick Williams might challenge this play.
All the Vikings players immediately looked at the referee thinking that it may have been tipped. And it looks like we will go to replay.
Third challenge of the day.
After not seeing any in the first 2 games, 3 in this one. Making up for it, I suppose.
And again, this one going to go off the deflection, as the call on the court is that Gunnerman's attack went long, but it looks like there could have been some deflection on the play, so we will see.
As we take this quick break, let's look at some statistics for the Vikings. Really good hitting percentage in this match, hitting .307. Heilborn with 9 kills, Gunterman with 8. Fairchild and Davenport each with 5. Heilborn also with 17 digs and 3 aces. Let's take a look here at the replay. Was it touched by a Wolves player? I mean, that shot there seems nearly impossible to tell. Did it phase through her hand, possibly? I think it might have been touched back here by number 10.
That's what I was looking at. It didn't look like the net part of it was something that touched it. But we will see there. The replay system indicated, or instituted, I'd rather, about 3 years ago here at WWU Court. And the call on the court stands. So not enough evidence to overturn it, and that's how it should be. So Western Oregon, 15-11. In prime position to push this to a 4th set for the opportunity to go to a 5th set and maybe steal a match here against Western Washington, as Ritzesender just puts it away.
It certainly would be stealing a set against these Vikings. Western has swept Western Oregon 9 times in a row. Ritzesender there trying to make it 10.
And Lalogo just in game now. Sophomore from Federal Way, right-handed serve. But if Western Oregon and Western Washington continue to trade points, Western Oregon's going to take this 3rd set. As Mackenzie York gets the kill, Western Oregon up 16-12.
Right now really is the time for either one of those teams to go on a run. Whichever one kicks it in gear and maybe puts some points together first is likely going to be the one to win this set. And right now, the scales are tilted in favor of the Wolves.
17-12. Mackenzie York serving it once more, the sophomore.
Gunterman trying to take something off of that one, but took way too much off, hitting it into the net. Clever.
Aliaga with the dump, 17-13. You'll see here, perfect placement, and she saw exactly nobody on the court, right in the middle, and Gunterman is now going to serve.
Aliaga even went up with two hands, looking like it was a serve at the last second, just tipped it over. Really smart play.
Unfortunate error, Lauren Smith hits it into the middle of the net. The sophomore, 2 straight points by Western Washington, and Gunterman is going to serve again.
We saw 2 straight points to the Wolves, then 2 straight back to the Vikings.
Another good serve by Gunterman. The give and go, and a block by Ritzesender. The Vikings up 3 straight points here. Head coach Stacy Metro calls a timeout as the Vikings go on a 3-0 run. As we're going to stay here, Ben, for this timeout. Western Oregon, like I said, up 17-15, but the Vikings have had 3 straight points. But what do the Vikings need to do to take this third set? But what does Western Oregon need to do in order to steal this third set here? Actually, it would be more like Western Washington stealing the third set because Western Oregon's had the lead for it. But what do both teams need to do to come away with the victory here in this third set?
So in set 1 and 2, we saw the Vikings, I wouldn't necessarily say dominant, but win handily. And it's because the Wolves had more attack errors than the Vikings did. Well, here in set number 3, the Vikings with 5 attack errors, Wolves have really cut it down to just 2. So because, free points aren't being given out by the Wolves, Western has to earn them a little bit more, and Western Oregon really giving them a struggle. So I think it's going to continue down. Whichever team can stick to those fundamentals and just get the ball over the net and into the other court. I know it sounds rudimentary and simple, but in a tight game like this at the end, it's about not doing too much, but doing the right thing.
We'll definitely limit the service errors and the miscommunication errors for sure, and just let the game come to you. Do you see that? You hear that, Ben? No? Okay. Gunterman with the serve. And she gets the dig. The logo. Over to Gunterman. Finds the middle of the court. Great hustle. Oh. And let's hope that she's okay. Isabel Hurleman. Looks like she may have hit her head.
We are on replay here. We'll see what happened. Hurleman diving to the side.
Ooh.
Looked like forehead making some contact with the court. Wiku court.
She is back on the court.
We're going to play on.
See, Ben, I would have immediately told my coach I'd be out 4 to 6 weeks.
I would have started crying, probably, to be honest with you.
Well, I'd start crying anyway, so I mean, that just happens. Gunterman with the serve. So 4 straight points with Gunterman serving, but Western Oregon with the point. They're up by 2 now with some subs coming in here. Sophie Madlock.
Take a look here at the kill by Lauren Smith. She's had a very good game so far. Her 8th kill.
And Halborn maybe could have let that one go, but again, better be safe than sorry. Good job by Western Oregon to keep this alive, live another day as Aliaga gets it over the Ritzesender and goes right off the top of the net, and they're in prime position to take this point as that one goes wide. Tough break for Western Oregon. A couple of great defensive plays by them and to set them up for a great attack. And that one goes wide, so.
Unlucky by the Wolves. Good attack, good angle, just too wide.
And that's a great dump by Western Oregon on that one. Lainey O'Neill taking a page out of Aliaga's book.
I think we're seeing the Wolves learning a little bit from their seasoned opponents. We've seen them take more aggressive angles, use that dump shot a little bit more. And so far, it's been working for them. Still a 2-point lead here, set number 3.
Fairchild hits it through. And it is 19-18 Western Oregon. And Ben, we've seen matches where teams have gone up 2-0, and then the other team comes back and wins set 3, 4, 5. It has definitely happened. It's and something that doesn't happen often, but it has happened. Western Oregon wants to be that team today.
I was gonna say the age-old reverse sweep. Are you calling it out right now? Are you making a very bold claim?
I'm the kind of guy that says a no-hitter is going to happen in the first inning.
Oh, broadcasting softball, I have done my fair share of broadcaster curses.
They call me the Dave Sims of everything. And that one is in. Western Oregon with the point. They're up by 3 now. As Allie Spear is going to serve. You can see on this replay, Ben. Deflected and in there. 21-18. Great job by Fairchild to block that one and send it back. But Western Oregon, they're in the driver's seat right now. And like we mentioned earlier, all they have to do is trade points, and they're going to come on top in this third set to force it to a fourth set.
A good play on that last one by Fairchild, her third solo block of the game.
And I saw my life flash before my eyes once again, even though I was never in danger whatsoever. But Heilborn with the ace as the ball came right near the scorer's table. Another good serve by Heilborn. On the attack, hits the top of the net. Aliaga over to Heilborn, finds the middle. Good defensive play here. Hurleman puts it away. 22-20 Vikings down by 2 now, and Western Oregon's going to serve as Lainey O'Neill, the freshman, is going.
You can see Biskup and Fairchild there with the block attempt.
And Ben, Western Oregon 3 points away as Gutterman puts that one away. But Western Oregon 3 points away from not only winning their first set of the day, they're winning the first set of the whole season. Trying to keep that momentum going a little bit. Still a little bit of work to do. They definitely have their work cut out for them with facing Western, who has been in that position all the time. Aliaga over to Biskup, and that's a great block. Out of system play over to Gutterman, and she puts it through, but another great dig. Oh, and tough timing by Biskup. Unfortunate. And Western Oregon 2 points away now for taking this set, 23-21.
Biskup wanted to smash that return off the first hit, and you can see she jumps just a little bit early. It's right here. Biskup jumps, then on her downswing.
And Ritzesender puts it away. 23-22. Best set so far this weekend is the one we're watching right now. Very evenly played. A lot of great defense. The logo is going to serve. Across court. Woodruff right there. Aliaga over to Gutterman, and that's a great block. Fantastic block by Western Oregon.
Stuffing Gabby Gunterman is not an easy task at all. Here it is by York and Olsen.
It looks like that was York more than Olsen, but they might get an assist on both of them. Western Oregon. Set point here, as that one can't go around the antenna. So they're now another set point for Western Oregon. Western Washington down by 1.
Wolves have already had one extended set when you go into the win by 2 rule. That was earlier this year against Central Washington. Vikings have not had one yet.
And that one goes long. So we're going to have an extended set here, Ben, like you just mentioned. And it's a good thing that you said that. about the extended set, because I was going to make the comment it could be the first, as Gabby Gutterman serves, could be the first set point they've had all season, but they've actually had a couple set points now to this point. Aliaga dumps it over, but Western Oregon in perfect position. Heilborn almost gets away with a double hit there, but great placement by Gutterman. Better defense by Western Oregon. Aliaga over to Ritza Sender, and she puts it away.
How's that for a rally, though? Western Oregon with a great defensive possession. Vikings strike right back. You see Gunterman there. Look at the dive. 3 wild hits in a row. Over Aliaga setting up Ritza Sender, just smashing it down. Vikings now on match point.
And that one goes long. 25-25.
Ritza Sender and Aliaga are on the net for the Vikings. Aliaga has been very good defensively when she's up at the net. She's had a number of block attempts.
A weird knuckleball serve. And you don't see that happen a lot to Heilborn, but she was caught in no man's land. She didn't know whether or not to bump or set that play, and I don't blame her on that one if you saw how the ball was coming at her. So Western Oregon set point, and Heilborn puts it away. 25, actually check that, 26-26.
What a bounce back by Heilborn after being caught in no man's land the play before. Look at her take this angle once again. She nearly hit it on the attack line. That's how shallow of an angle she took.
And Davenport now in the game. Now she's serving on the attack. And again, Lauren Smith doing it for Western Oregon. They're up 27-26.
Some substitutions for the Vikings. Fairchild and Lologo back in the game.
And Carly Cox serving it. Lologo. Aliaga, cross court to Heilborn, and another block, but good eye by Lologo and Heilborn to let that one go out of bounds. And we are tied here at 27.
What a great way to fight instinct. You see Heilborn going up, hitting it. Me as a player, I would have said, oh no, and lashed out and tried to hit it. Great discipline and awareness to just let that ball fall harmlessly out of bounds.
Well, I say it once and I'll say it again. That's why we are not out there. Heilborn, and that one dug out by Spear. Herleman on the attack, but dug out by Woodruff. And another fantastic, I can't keep up with this. Great job out of system play as Fairchild almost gets another assist. Great defensive play by Aliaga, but man, that was a great rally by both teams.
Well, this is the best volleyball we've seen all weekend. Yesterday, the game earlier today, this set right here, both of these teams really finally finding their groove. Great defensive plays, great job playing out of broken plays. Wolves here now with set point.
And great job by Heilborn to save that one, but she's not in position. And Western Oregon takes this third set.
So the Wolves, they win their first set of the year. We are going to head to a set 4 here in Bellingham. Final score from set 3, 29-27. We're going to take a break. More volleyball in store here from Bellingham.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
Quality food brings people together. So we continue to provide the best and freshest food available. Every day, we reach out, finding the best producers right here in our backyard. At Hagen, we partner with passionate local producers, farmers, and fishers to find you the best sustainable, fresh, and organic food. Hagen, Northwest Fresh since 1933.
Welcome to our busy world, where we all want more energy, but with less carbon footprint. That's why at BP, we're working to make energy that's cleaner and better. We're producing cleaner burning natural gas and solar and wind power. And wherever your day takes you, we have advanced fuels for a better commute. And we're developing ultra-fast charging technology for EVs. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere, so we can all keep advancing.
And welcome back to WWU Court on the campus of Western Washington University for this GNAC battle between the Vikings and the Wolves. Wolves of Western Oregon, Vikings of Western Washington. As you can see on the screen here, it's some replays from set number 3. But we're going to go to Ben Bagley for some stats. Just a quick overview or side note a little bit. Vikings winning the first 2 matches in straight sets and won the first 2 sets of this match, but lost their first set of the season 29-27, and Ben's going to provide some stats for that. Ben, go ahead.
Wolves there, really the best volleyball we've seen from them all season, to be completely honest. 29-27 set 3 victory. They had a higher hitting percentage than the Vikings. They had fewer attack errors than the Vikings, and they actually had more blocks than the Vikings as well. We mentioned the youth of this team, so many freshmen and sophomores. Head coach Stacy Metro, she spent 21 years as a volleyball coach all over the NCAA. She's been with Chico State, Kansas State, Oregon. She's in the Northern Michigan Hall of Fame as a player. Taking these young women, teaching them how to be winners. And right now, they're trailing 2-1, but after that last set, they really are going toe-to-toe with the 3-time defending GNAC champions, the Western Vikings.
4th set here underway in just a few moments. And Ben, they also stopped that streak of, 7 straight matches that Western swept Western Oregon?
Coming
Western
into
Washington.
this weekend, it was 7. After the last 2 games, it was up to 9.
That's a good thing to stop that streak, too, as well. A very entertaining 3rd set. Some fantastic rallies, great defense. And we're going to start this 4th set as Aliyah Aliaga is going to serve. Right-handed serve for Aliaga. Tapped over. Biscup. And that's great timing, but fantastic defense by Spear. Out of system play as Aliaga hits it over. Tapped over. Another out of system play. And they're going to get Western, I think, for touching the net on that play. I'm sorry, I keep saying Western. Both teams are Western. They're going to get Western Washington.
Good point.
For touching the net, point Western Oregon.
Block error assigned to Chloe Ritzesender. I thought it might have been on Heilborn. Both players touching the net.
And great job by Olivia Fairchild. Vikings tied at 1 now.
Fairchild, my basketball terminology wants to call that a running jumper. Running to the side, spiking it back down across her body for the first point for the Vikings in set number 4.
And Smith puts it away for the Wolves. Western Oregon up 2-1.
See the kill there by Smith. These Wolves finally really getting their attacks in order. They were very inconsistent in the first 2 matches, finally finding their footing here late in match number 3.
And I'm not sure exactly what happened on that play, so we'll see the replay. And I think they called Western Oregon with the double hit on Emily Olson. But on this angle, it didn't look like it, but nonetheless, Western with the point, and they get another point. They're up 3-2. Western Washington Vikings up 3-2. That one goes wide. Vikings up 4-2 now as Woodruff is going to serve for the Vikings.
Take a look at that replay. Close on that far sideline. Not close enough.
Great attack by Emily Olson, the freshman from Bend, Oregon. She gets the kill. Western Oregon now down by 1.
Good power into the block attempt. Wolves hanging tight, 4-3.
And Sophie Madlock with the serve. Gunnerman on the attack. That one dug out. Smith taps it over. Aliaga over to Biscup. Is deflected. And a great defensive play by Allie Spear. She's doing it. Defensively to Barrow, the lone senior. And another block.
My goodness, it is a block party here in Bellingham for these Vikings. I believe 3 in a row. You see Spear with the great defensive effort, but just stuffed.
It is a block party.
Ready for it again? There's another stuff and the point. That is Ritza Cinder in there, so dominant on the net.
I miss block parties. That one goes into the net. Lauren Smith with the attack air. Vikings up 6-3. On the attack, Smith. She puts it away. Mad power on that one. Western Oregon down by 2.
Smith, 11 kills now for her on the day. Quite a bit of power. We've seen her power find herself. She's found herself, I should say, as the weekend has gone along.
Carly Cox with the service error. Vikings up 7-4 as Gabby Gutterman is going to serve.
Cox with her second service error of the day. 9 in the match for the Wolves.
And Hurleman with the attack. Western Oregon down 2. At this point in set number 3, they were up. But set number 4 here, they are not down by a lot. They are very competitive.
What a serve.
And a great serve by Allie Spear. She's providing fantastic defense, fantastic surveying, and overall leadership, being the lone senior on the squad.
Man, that ball just died and dipped right in front of Heilborn. Heilborn had no chance.
And that's tough, too, to do with someone like Heilborn, who's great at those serves. If you dupe her, then that's a fantastic serve. On the attack, and another block goes out of bounds by Hurleman, and we are tied here at 7.
Allie Spear for the Wolves right now, the libero, just out of the corner of the screen there, but you can see her diving in. She's really what allowed that play to happen. Serving now as well. That one goes wide, but Spear right now really the lifeblood of this Wolves offense. I should say lifeblood of the Wolves defense, which is setting up the Wolves offense.
As that service error goes long, 8-7 Vikings lead as Ritza Sender is going to serve. On the attack, Mackenzie York puts it away. We're tied at 8.
York now with her 10th kill of the game. She has 10. Smith has 11. Hurleman has a double-double, 12 kills, 11 digs.
And serving for Western Oregon, Lainey O'Neill, another freshman. And she puts it through. Hurleman with the kill, and Western Oregon up 9-8.
Quick look at the replay. Hurleman from the middle to the back corner. Kind of an unexpected placement, caught libero Woodruff off guard.
And that one, tough play for the Vikings to defend. Lainey O'Neill gets the ace, and this is not tennis. That is not a let. That is legal, and better to be lucky than good. That's what Ben says all the time. 50-50 ball. That was a weird looking play as Mackenzie York comes out on top. Western Oregon up 11-8.
That was York and Aliaga. York all 6 foot of her. Aliaga not quite as tall. York winning the 50-50.
And Diane Flick-Williams is going to call a timeout. I've seen her for years. She does not look very happy at her team. But Western Oregon playing very, very, very good here in this fourth set after winning the third set 29-27. It's a timeout, but we're going to keep it here as the Vikings are trying to talk things over. Western Oregon trying to keep up their momentum and trying to come back and win this match here on the road in a very, very hard place nonetheless. Yes, there's no fans. Yes, it's a COVID protocols, but the team is still the Western Washington University Vikings that are defending GNAC champions, and Western Oregon is playing them very, very well since the third set. The first couple sets, it was very difficult. The first couple matches in general have been very difficult. But Western Oregon, Ben, they have found their groove a little bit here, and they've shown that they can play with these Vikings just as well as anybody else can.
This is a young team, and they're showing that they have something to prove here. You know, it's still, odds are against them to come all the way back and win the set. Odds certainly are still there. It's still probable. And as this weekend has gone along, we've really just seen them grow more as a team. It's very, very young in their season as well. It's very young in all of their careers as well. And Coach Stacy Metro really helping these women come along. Giving a nice battle to the Vikings here. In this fourth set so far, the Wolves really putting the pedal to the metal on offense. 18 attack attempts for the Wolves, just 9 for the Vikings. Wolves have 9 kills, Vikings just 2. Great defense, great offense for Western Oregon.
And Aliaga just has to tap it over. On the attack, but that was blocked by Fairchild. Fairchild with a block. Vikings now down 3. And for the Vikings to stop the momentum of Western Oregon, that was a big-time play, Ben.
Fairchild just going straight up, hitting the ball straight down. 3 solo blocks for her, 4 block assists, 5 total blocks on the day.
And another block, and this one's by Tess Biscup. Vikings are fired up. 2 straight defensive points. 2 straight blocks.
Biscup and Fairchild going up there. Biscup making contact. She's fired up.
Great dig by Aliaga. And that's a tough dig right there because of how it worked. And they end up getting the point because of it. Great job by the sophomore. Go ahead, Ben.
Pardon me, Sean. I'll just say Aliaga on that replay. If the replay, we're going to, nope, never mind. Pardon me. I was going to say Aliaga on that last play went down to her knees and just like popped it up. It was pretty crazy.
Dig by Gunnerman. Aliaga over to Fairchild, and she gets the kill. And this is what makes Diane Flick-Williams such a legend here at Western, such a great volleyball coach. As we got this replay here, as Fairchild will get the kill. She knows exactly what to say to get her team motivated and fired up coming out of a timeout.
Also attacking in a different way. We haven't really seen Fairchild much since the first set. It's been a lot of Heilborn, a lot of Gunterman. Now all of a sudden, Biscup and Fairchild really making their mark.
Another out-of-system play, just tapped over by Gutterman. On the attack, another block, and oh! Hopefully she's okay here. And she is. Thank goodness. Emily Olsen was grabbing her knee for a little bit there, but that was a great block by Heilborn. And Vikings are on a 5-0 run, and now Stacy Metro calls a timeout for Western Oregon. Vikings lead 2-1, and in this 4th set, lead 13-12. We'll be right back.
Campus to Campus is a beautiful reciprocal relationship that's really centered on how to support young students to see themselves in a different kind of way and see the possibilities for their future.
Allie was one of our first mentors. A lot of people have believed in me along the way, Allie being one of them. She's always inspired me. Now I'm at Western actually going to college.
It's changing lives for the young students that we work with, and it's changing lives for the mentors who work with them.
And welcome back to WWU Court on the campus of Western Washington University for this GNAC battle between Western Oregon and Western Washington. Vikings leading the Wolves 2-1. They lead here in this fourth set, 13-12. Vikings pretty dominant in the first 2 sets and also in the first 2 matches altogether this weekend, winning in straight sets both matches and winning the first 2 sets of the match today at 2 p.m. But Western Oregon 29-27 in the third set and up 12-8. Vikings on a 5-0 run before Western Oregon called a timeout, much needed timeout by them as well. And they get their first point to stop the 5-0 run, and we're tied here at 13. Aliaga over to Biscup. Another great defensive play by Hurleman as they send that away. Emily Olsen with the kill. And Western Oregon, 2 straight points coming out of the timeout. And Stacy Metro, wonder what she said to her squad to get them to stop the bleeding a little bit and stop the run. Not necessarily bleeding this time, to stop the run, as that one goes long. And we're tied at 14.
Look at the rotation now from the Vikings. Up front, you have Gunterman, Biscup, and Fairchild. 3 very good net players.
Cross court to Lauren Smith. And great placement by Lauren Smith, the sophomore, right in the corner. Wolves up 15-14.
Good placement once again. We've seen that angle taken quite a bit by Wolves hitters, especially they're really targeting Casey Woodruff in the back line.
And that's a great defensive play again. That one is out of bounds, and we're tied here at 15, but then it is nice to see Western Oregon with these defensive plays because Western Washington is not letting down when it comes down to their attack approach.
I don't think it's in their DNA for the Vikings to ever back down on their approach, but the Wolves, as you mentioned, certainly. As Biscup gets it there, but the Wolves absolutely will take a look on this replay. They were so ready to stop the power shot that we've seen so often from the Vikings. Biscup taking something off there to put the Vikings up by 1.
And that's a veteran move by Biscup, the junior from Cedar Park Christian Duval, to do that, see what they have going, and taking a different approach and doing what they're giving her. As that one goes wide, and Western Washington up 17-15 as Woodruff serves once more. And a great job by Bella McClellan, the freshman, to do the exact same thing. Vikings up by 1. Sophie Madlock on the serve. Biscup with the power.
Biscup giving these Vikings a 2-point lead. See here on the left side of your screen. She goes oppo as well. Wolves couldn't handle it. Vikings now a 2-point lead.
The logo in the game now. As that one blocked. Some weird reaction time, and it looks like that was Aliaga with the block. That was a powerful block, Ben. Usually they kind of go a couple feet off the block, but this one went right back.
Yeah, Aliaga might have been the angle she hit it at or something, but she has been a great defensive presence for the Vikings. We're going to stay here. Vikings 19, Wolves 16. Vikings looking to end this one in 4 sets. Wolves still hanging on here, could force a set 5. You really got to credit. Maybe it's the fight in the Wolves, maybe it's the grit, maybe it's just their skill level, but we have really seen them come alive as the sets have been played this weekend. We are currently in our 10th set over the last 3 matches, including this one between the Vikings and the Wolves. And really early on, there was one set that the Vikings won 25-9. They won another one 25-12, 25-14. Really was just had the Wolves numbers, and the Wolves had no answer for them early on. And now all of a sudden, these last two sets, this team that went 3-19 last year, tons of underclassmen, giving it to the Vikings. You got to give them credit for that, and you got to love, the trajectory of the program. They can really come into Bellingham, and here late in the matches, could be easy to kind of, pack it in, say, oh, well, we got swept, whatever. No, none of that. They are here. They're ready to compete, and they are giving it their all, giving it to these Vikings.
Well, and every single athlete on the court for both teams was a star athlete in high school, so they know how to play, and they've played their entire lives, and they know how to respond. It may be a growing pain kind of situation, but all of these athletes can play volleyball with the best of them. Heilborn. Lauren Smith. Heilborn, another good dig. The logo over to Gutterman, and that's a great block by McClellan. Heilborn on the attack, deflected. And on the attack, Smith again. Another dig by Heilborn. Dumped over. Somehow, Western Oregon comes away with it and sends it over to net. Lauren Smith taps it over. Gutterman in great position. Aliaga over to Heilborn. Another tip. Placement ball by Heilborn, but a great rally altogether by both teams. But Vikings on top in that point, 20-16.
See the final kill here. Heilborn taking something off of it. You saw that she caught back to hit it and then kind of moved her hand position, just tapped it over into the heart of that defense.
And thanks, Ben, for not bringing up the fact that my voice cracked.
I didn't even notice. I'll go home and rewind it and watch it back.
Thank you. That one goes wide, and 21-16. Well, actually, check that. Another challenge. And Ben, is that the fourth challenge of this match?
Fourth of the match, yeah.
In the first two matches, 0 challenges.
Yes.
And this one is another one that we are not sure what happened.
Honestly, if I was a coach and I knew there was a replay system, I'd use the replay as often as I could.
Definitely.
Any question I had, I'd be
without
like,
a doubt.
let's send that one to replay as well.
And what was interesting is when they put replay into Western, and I believe it was 2018. Yes, it was 2018, first one. It was only a GNAC thing. But then the regional tournament came here, so the best 8 teams in the region got to play, did not get to use replay.
Did not get to use replay.
Did not, because it was only used in GNAC. It's a lot more instituted now all throughout the NCAA. Division II, even some Division IIIs. They've had Division I for a while, but that was the first season, so it's utilize it while they can. And Flick Williams does it all the time. Stacy Metro has done it a couple times today, and you don't get to bring those home with you. So good job by the coaches to just say, hey, we want you to take another look at it, and you might be able to change the point, especially when it's this close.
If I remember correctly, back in that regional tournament, the reason that replay was not allowed to be used is because other programs from different conferences hadn't had access to replay for the whole season, and they thought it may be an unfair competitive advantage for the Vikings, knowing how to use replay at home. So they just said instead, nope, nobody gets to use it at all.
And it may be the fact, if we could see here, there may be a deflection. They're calling it a deflection instead of just going out of bounds by the Vikings. That's a tough one to see. But Ben, do you remember the call on the court?
The final call on the court, I believe, was a point for the Vikings. In my mind, it was, well, maybe not. On the scoreboard 2017, looks like they're going to either give a point to the Wolves or not. I believe the call on the court was point to the Wolves because it was deflected. There we go. And Coach Flick Williams decided to challenge to see
because it doesn't make sense to challenge a play that you want.
Right. I was watching that replay and I thought, hold on, that isn't what I meant to say.
That'd be an interesting approach.
Just putting an extra challenge. It's like, no, I don't think we actually got that point. You guys can have it. That'd be quite the approach. Quite the sportsmanship.
It would be. That'd be. You get sportsmanship points for that one for sure. Diane Flick Williams, one of the nicest people I've ever met. She would never do that, though. Too competitive. It looks like they're going to call it. No deflection. Actually, check that there was a deflection. So point on point for Western Oregon here, and it is 20-17. And Ben, on those plays, it's funny because really the only people that truly know what happened are the ones at the net.
Yeah. And I guarantee you their lips are sealed. If they touch that ball, they're going to say, I didn't touch it.
Exactly. Gutterman on the attack, and that one dug out. Cross court, Hurleman. Dug out by Woodruff. Aliaga over the Heilborn. Good tap over. And that one set to the corner. Aubrey Stanton to junior. Heads up play. And that is tough to see, Ben, to know that the corner is vacant. And she did the great job on that play.
Yeah, right behind Casey Woodruff, right over her head.
Heilborn, Aliaga over the Ritza sender, and that one mishit. They just have to hit it over, and looks like another block by Western Oregon. Actually, very good bump over, even though it was just getting it over the net by Ritza sender. As Gutterman taps it over, another play, a great dig by Spear. Out of system play here as Gutterman puts it away. And was that Lulogo with the assist? I believe it was. And it is not too far-fetched for someone who is not a setter to go throughout an entire season without an assist. It's not like basketball, you think that somebody doesn't pass the ball.
Right.
So Lulogo getting the assist there is kind of a cool stat, to have. As they put it away, Western Washington up 21-19.
And as you mentioned, assists, Aliaga has 38, Lulogo has 1, Fairchild with 2, Heilborn with 2, and Woodruff with 2 as well. Vikings spreading it around just a bit. For the Wolves, Stanton has 20, O'Neal 22.
Yeah, Stanton and O'Neal have been going back and forth, being the setters coming in and out. Vikings with the point. You can see here on this replay, Aliaga to Heilborn, the give and go, and those two are both sophomores. And Davenport comes in the game now. She's going to serve 22-19.
Olivia Fairchild also checking into the game right in the middle of the net. You know she's going to get aggressive on those block attempts.
Mackenzie York with the kill. Western Oregon now down by 2.
York now with 12 kills, hitting .321, just getting up and getting down. You can see how fired up she is. Wolves down 2 here, not going away by any means.
And an unfortunate service error by Western Oregon. And we might be seeing a timeout pretty soon here. Actually, check that. It's not a timeout. We're going to go to a replay, though, as you can see on this service error. Just goes long, and good eyes by the Vikings, as Aliaga is going to serve for the Vikings, 2 points away from match victory. As that one hits the antenna, Vikings hit the antenna on the block. So it is 23-21, Vikings up by 2.
We'll take a quick look at the replay. Block goes out of bounds.
Hurleman with the serve. Aliaga cross court to Heilborn. And that one dug out by Hurleman. Smith on the attack, dug out by Heilborn. Another give and go. And that one, we lost another ball. That one I do know we can get.
Yes. That one's on a little concourse area.
Yes.
The one that Gunterman hit earlier is...
And I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Jeff Evans got up. He's going to go get that ball.
Probably.
24-21, match point here for Heilborn. Knuckles it over. And that one blocked, and that's how this match is going to end.
Poetic justice for the Vikings. Olivia Fairchild entered the game. I mentioned her blocks. Well, she gets a block to end it. Vikings going to win this one 3-1. Set number 4, 25-21 victory. Some quick final stats here for the Vikings. Heilborn with 14 kills. She had a double-double, 14 kills, 22 digs. Gunterman with a double-double of her own, 11 kills, 10 digs. Vikings hit 284 on the afternoon. Wolves hit just 108. Vikings 3-0 now to start their young season.
And it's nice to see here at this weekend volleyball finally back here at WWU Court on the campus of Western Washington University. 3 matches here. Vikings win all 3 matches, but Western Oregon coming into their own in the 3rd match. Nice to see. They will be very hard to play in the future. I'm Sean Church alongside Ben Bagley. Thanks for joining us this weekend. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. Go Vikings.